And now, well, this is to tell you the truth. Please do not storm Area 51 or 52. Oh, probably not supposed to know about that. Please don't storm them. I'm part reptilian. I don't know who my daddy is, so I'm not quite sure what the other one is, but I'm only part. And you know, my face isn't glittery. What happened is glitter. You can never get rid of it. Some students, even on our planet, were doing art projects, and somebody was using a blower, like a snow blower, and somehow did it in a glitter factory that was right next to the school, because we used a lot of glitter, and that spread it around, and we have never ending winds on our planet. They're never ending. It's constant, but it's not like your wind here. It's just constantly going around the planet. So the air is constantly being recycled. And so this glitter is just constantly revolving around us. And we have evolved to where we can't really see it in the air. And while we're on our planet, we don't really notice it. But on your planet, the light and the air and everything is different. And so you see the glitter. And we can try to wash, but water actually burns our skin. So we take sand baths, similar to like chinchillas. But once again, our version of sand full of glitter. So we're just constantly putting more glitter on. And I'm part reptilian, and I'm not sure what my other part is. So I have special health things going on. And so I can't be near water. I just constantly am reapplying glitter with the dust and sand baths and the air on our planet. And so there's just the way it is. And you know, after a while being on your planet, I see it, and I'm like, oh, you know, some people are like, oh, glitter, but I'm not a person, and it's constantly attached to me. Our poop is even glittery. Our version of poop is glitter, just glitter. So it's a real big nuisance over where we are, even though we're staying in 51. I don't know why, after all these years of us not even bothering you, we have a special makeup which you don't even know. When Jeffree Star says he's an alien, he ain't joking. He has developed a special line just for us, so that when we put it on, we look human and our skin looks flawless. And so right now it looks like I'm wearing, you know, Jeffree Star makeup, but actually this is my flesh. This is my flesh with the glitter that won't go away. The glitter is the herpes of the entire, universe. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes it. It does not go away. And the teeny tiny litter is not as bad, but the big litter, which is sometimes made from little pieces of glass, minuscule pieces, that just goes everywhere, and that causes problems. This little dust litter from going around our planet so often, and it goes on people's faces, and then sometimes the wind blows our previous glitter right off our faces and then puts it back into the wind, and so as it goes it gets eroded and it's become really teeny tiny, to where if I see a piece of the glitter on me, I can't just go and pick it off because it's too tiny. It's too tiny. And so I just deal with it, because on our planet looks don't matter. Your planet, and you'll have to excuse me if I keep going from different accents, because we learn how to speak to y'all watching many different things in many different languages. Because I know Americans think they're the center of the universe, and their language is like, why doesn't everyone in the world speak English? Man, I've gone to this country and I can't understand them. It's like, well, there are billions of people that speak Asian languages. And so you Americans are not, the authority on language. And so we learn from many different ways, especially at TV, but now the internet as well. We learn. And so, sometimes I will, if I've been watching a lot of TATER MAGEE, and we love TATER MAGEE on our planet, because I'm sorry to break it to you earthlings, but TATER is actually one of us, and she uses that special human passion Jeffree Star palette that is made for all of us at Area 51 so we can blend in. And we're not trying to do anything bad to you people. We're just trying to coexist, and we see how you are to people of your own kind, so we're like, we're not ready to really just come on out and tell you, who we are. You got friends and family that are from other planets. And the way you can usually tell is if they are super inclusive of everybody, and if they aren't developing into total douchebags like a lot of your society is. That's the way you can tell that most likely they're either totally from another planet or they're mixed. But we still feel the need to kind of disguise ourselves, especially when you got people like, Alex Jones. He's not one of us. He is from one of the reject planets where we send the criminally insane, and somehow he escaped. I believe your Trump, or as we call him, Drumpf, he released him because, Drumpf escaped from that planet also. And so they have a whole gang. And they're renegades, and they're like, you know what, we can rule this planet. There's a lot of people that are evolving into douchebags that will certainly enjoy our ideas, our skewed ideas about people, and about giving rights to people besides us. And so they're like, this is the perfect place. We can fit right in. We just need to get some makeup, fit in. We'll make you look a little bit ridiculous, Trump. We'll make you look kind of orange. You know, if you're right out there and all orange and looking all weird and everything, people are not going to suspect you. It's when you try to look too normal, then people are like, I bet he's an alien. Because how else do you explain this? So, yeah, so we're on here, we're trying to just coexist. We're trying to get Trump to go back to the reject planet with Alex Jones, but somehow they have too much security and everything, and we're not into violence anyway. We're hoping that they just get tired of the games they're playing with everybody, and they, even if they don't go back to the reject planet, that they go back to another one. There's plenty of planets out there. It's similar to the houses. Houses here. There's abandoned houses. There's, run down houses. There's, great houses that just don't have occupants. And that is the way it is with planets out there. There are lots and lots of planets. And they could find a planet to go to and leave this one alone. But they're having too much fun because there's so many people that are like, yeah, and joining in. And they love to cause havoc. That's why they're putting on that planet. That's why we banished them. Because they're just too in to messing things up for people. They like it. They're like the tricksters from the, Greek mythology and Roman mythology. There's always these little tricksters that are not quite evil, all the way evil. There's like, they're into shenanigans. But they took it a step further. So they're like tricksters, but they're also evil. But they can't come right out in the open and do it. So in the background, they're doing a lot of evil stuff. Which is why we're trying to get them to not enjoy it so much and go back. Because we're pacifists. We don't want to deal with it. We're pacifists. We're tired. One of the things that we get on our planet is, we too have a version of the thyroid. And when we come to Earth and we drink your water that has the fluoride, then it messes up our version of the thyroid too. And so a lot of us we just don't have the energy. We're just tired a lot of the time. This is why you will find a lot of us at Starbucks. If you were like, what are these people that like to just sit around in Starbucks and read or do stuff? It's the aliens. We like to hang out there in order to get energy. Because we get energy in many ways. We get energy through certain sounds. And for some reason, some of the CDs and everything that they play at Starbucks, they do kind of mesmerize us, and they put our brains into repair mode, and they kind of make connections because our brains are alive. They're part of us, and yet they're their own things. I don't know, you can't really comprehend us. But I just wanted to warn everybody, do not go to Area 51. I mean, we're not doing anything to you. we're not doing anything to you. We're just trying to make it a better place for everyone, and we're trying to help you out in the background in subtle ways. So why would you want to storm Area 51 and just blow it out of the water? Because there's so many unstable people out there that cannot handle it. So, I decided I'm going to start doing vlogs, and this is my first one. And I just wanted to warn everyone, do not go snooping around Area 51, because I'm just trying to feed my 15 children that I keep in one of the big craters on your moon for safety, because I cannot put them in your schools, because we never know what's going to happen, because there's constantly renegades from the reject planet that come out here and they start shooting people, and then everyone's trying to say, oh, it's mental health, which, if you guys don't know, it's not some airy-fairy thing that, something is awful about you. If you have a mental illness, it's like, well, it's like a cancer, it's like diabetes, it's like your heart problems and everything else. But it affects the way that you act. So just because it affects your behavior, and lots of other things can do that, there's lots of different physical things that can happen to you that do affect the way that you act. Even medication can affect the way that you act. And people act like it's some airy-fairy, like, oh, you're the untouchables. But seriously, on our planet, it's treated like cancer. It's treated like getting one of those giant sandworms in your gut that starts eating your food, and then it starts making you poop out of your mouth. And you have something similar, but not quite. You have tapeworms. We have giant sandworms. And sometimes in the glitter, there might be some eggs from these sandworms. So our planet is kind of dangerous. That's part of the reason why we're here. And, as you can tell, our planet, we enjoy when we get chin hair. This actually indicates that I am part of one of the royal families. The more chin hair that you have, especially if you have one that's like really kind of tough and hard and like white, and it just sticks out, no matter what you do in order to blend in with the humans, you'll get the one hair that just sticks out of your chin, and it lets your fellow reptilians or aliens from other planets know that you are one of the leaders, one of the royalties. When they see that one hair popping out of your chin, they're like, oh, she is a big deal. She is a big deal. And I say she, but on our planet, we can decide what we want to be. Here, everyone's always arguing about, oh God, somebody identifies as a female. Oh God, but they have a penis. Let's make them go into the men's room, even if they're dressed up like a woman, to where they go in there and men are like, either like, what the hell, or like, oh yeah, come to Papa because I'm a rapist. Or they'll be like, oh, well, I think they're a man. So, you know what? Why don't we just kill them in one of these stalls? Because they wanted to take a shit with me. And, you know how everyone wants to just go in everyone else's stall. So, I mean, it's going to be an issue. I don't know. I don't use your human public restrooms. But I don't know if the men have doors or if they just all like, there's like holes in the ground and they all just sit together like holding hands and like squeezing to help them get the stuff out of there. I don't know what the men on this planet do, because I tend to hang out with the women of my kind, and sometimes the women here, but I don't hang out too much with the men, because I've been put in like one of the danger zones, which has people like the Renegades, Alex Jones and Trump, and so their ideas are just really screwed up. So I tried to avoid them unless it's part of my job to interact with them. But I mostly like to stay at 51, which is why I say don't go there, because that is where I hang out. And they have the best guacamole stromboli ides, which is a dish on our planet. And why do you want to mess it up for me? Why do you want to mess that up? Can't we just have a place? Can't people just have their own things they do? If you want to be offensive, if you want to do things that are just awful, why don't you go and do it with your kind? Let me and my kind go and sit and eat our snark noodles, our giggies, and play hash bone, ham bone, and our other games from our planet that we'd be happy to teach you. And we have taught some of the non-jerky humans. But, don't storm it. It's not going to hurt your government. And anyways, you've already announced that you're storming it, so we're going to move anyway. We're going to take everything out of there and go somewhere else. I mean, you don't know about Area 52 or, Area that's on our planet. Now that's a wild place. If you want to see a zigzag boom show, oh my God. 2 Zorlocks, 1 snip noodle. Yeah, it's pretty extreme. But yeah, this has been my vlog. I'm not quite sure how you humans do it. Am I supposed to talk about my day? And I just got back from the Appalachian Mountains because I was visiting with TATER MAGEE because she is an ally. She is one of our allies. So I tend to kind of mind, I don't know how to describe it to you humans. Mind meld, that's what we call it. But we kind of join minds with some of our allies from other planets or even humans. We join minds, and so we develop some of their personalities, because in order for us to be able to fit in and not be called out, we have to learn how to assimilate. So I was there, I was visiting with her, and so I have her accent has come with me. And it usually takes a day or two to get rid of it. So, I have a love of sheep, not quite like Tater's love of sheep, but I love them. I like to pet them. We watch TV together, and they like to play, and we jump around, and I can shapeshift, and I can actually become a goat or a sheep. If there's one that's really cute and I want to date them, then I turn into a sheep. That has Tater pretty jealous. She's pretty jelly. I'm like, are you jelly? She's like, oh my God, yes. I don't think she would ever make another product if she could shapeshift into, literally, a sheep or a goat. So it's a good thing that she can't, so that you can have her wonderful products. She makes a whole separate line for what you call aliens. But we like to think of the universe as a big family, except for the ones in the reject planet, like Alex Jones and Drumpf. Everyone else we like to think of as big family. And Mitch McConnell, he comes from a turtle planet. So there's no getting along with them. So, yeah, him also. We keep trying to convince him that turtle soup is going to become the main dish that everybody here likes to eat. So we're trying to get him to want to leave. But he's sticking here. As long as Drumpf is here, he's sticking here. And so we're trying to help you, but some things are just, it's too difficult. But besides that, I saw Tater, and I played around with the sheep, and she was like, I can't do that, you mother effer. And so, but she was saying, she was kidding, I think. Even though I did see her with some duct tape. I turned around and she was like holding it out. And then she quickly put it behind her back. So, hopefully she wasn't planning on duct taping us like I've seen her sausage circles. And I don't want to go into a cage. I don't care if it would come with a thin blanket. It's like, no, Tater, you're not putting me in the cage. I'm not going to become a sausage circle. I am one of the women. Right now, I'm choosing to be one of the women. And that's the freedom we have. We have 3, actually we have 4, what you call sexes. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. And we have 4 sexes. Because if you have what we have for female genitalia, then you're a Norlac. If you have the male genitalia, we can switch it. We'll move on. Then you're the Zorlak. Now, if you have a combination where the bottom is male and the top is female, and you dress and talk and everything like you're female, then you are the Per. So, and you can't pronounce some of these things. So that's the closest I can get to pronouncing it for you. But you're the zer. Because that, when Tater was telling you about who she is and saying people taught her language of clicks and whistles, oh, but nobody else talked that way. Well, you know what? She was lying to protect us. Part of it was true. But she was taught that because a lot of us do use that language. And so we wanted her to be an ally. So when we found her prancing around naked with the sheep as a child, we taught her our language as well as English. Because we knew we were going to put her, with the hillbillies. And because she liked sheep so much already, I could not take her away from the sheep. And, so we taught her that language. But anyways, and so if you have the top part, like a male, and then the bottom part, is female, then you're not known as that's that sex. And we're still trying to figure out what the Earth equivalent would be, because we're trying to develop one language for the Earth so that everyone can be understood. You can have your languages, we don't want to take away that, but we also want a central language that everyone can figure out. And that noise in the background is just, taking a swim. So never mind that. I can't show you that, because if I showed you that, you would probably go insane. You'd go insane and just be miserable. So I can't show you some of this stuff from my planet and the other planets, because your brain would just explode because of trying to comprehend it all. So, but this has been my vlog, and I'll probably just post it on one of my allies' accounts. Oh, maybe even Tater's. I'm sure Tater would allow us to do that. We can just say, I'll just say, oh, it's one of the skits for that radio program. And, people just think it's some crazy lady that had, Jeffree Star's Blue Blood palette and just went nuts on her face trying to look all green and everything. But we know the truth. We know the truth. This is my flesh, and the human palette from Jeffree Star, who's an alien. He professes it on his YouTube channel, but everyone's like, oh, he's being funny. Just, because he doesn't wear eyebrows and all that. But no, he's really an ally. And he's not quite one of us. He's his own species. His species kind of died out. And so, but he was one of the strongest ones. So he survived, and now he thrives. He thrives because he studied the humans. And he knows you need a little bit of naughty. You need a little controversy. You need to, if you're beautiful or unusual looking, then people are going to want to watch you. If you give them something that they do not have, like, who do you know that has Lamborghinis and big houses and all this other stuff? That's something that everyone would like. Attain a happy life with somebody that loved them for them. Yeah, Nate is an ally too. You can tell by how enlightened he is, and it just seems so down to earth. And that's why he was so sweaty, because that was something that his species does. But I'm glad that he was able to take care of that, because Jeffrey's kind does not like sweat. They're very dry. They're very dry, and too much wetness would cause his skin to flake or wrinkle. And you've seen his flesh. His flesh is beautiful. And, you know, you think all those are tattoos? No, some of that is just his natural. So now he can manifest. In his mind, he can manifest what he wants. And so he hires an illusionist when he does like tattoo vlogs, an illusionist to make it look like he's getting tattooed. But what he's doing is he's using his brain to manifest the images he wants on his body. I mean, did you really think someone that flawless and also so nice? Usually people don't, has no one noticed that human beings, when they're so beautiful and they're rich and successful and talented, you know, there's a hint of, you know, you're kind of an asshole. And we all know nobody's actually perfect, but his imperfections are a lot less than they should be if you have practically everything that you want and continue to succeed. That's why he is such a strong ally for us and for the human race. There's so many people now feel accepted. I see his Twitter, people like him, and people like other humans are expressing themselves. They're being who they want. They're becoming beautiful. They're making, you know, their eyes the colors that they want, the designs that they want. They're allowing their brains to be creative and just such artistry. And their faces are their canvases. And I don't know why everyone doesn't just accept them and think it's great. Why everyone, it's like even Jeffrey talks about, you know, people are making fun or saying crap and just being nasty and mean